All right. I'm on time tonight, Josh Smith. Nice try, buddy.
Alright, so before we get into the show, let me get set up here. A little late, as usual, right? Let me just go ahead and get set up here. Let me make sure that everything will flow nicely like I want it to. Get right into it. Just a second. Almost there. Yeah, come on. Alright, so in the meantime, I gotta wait on the comments, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. What's going on, guys? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to another episode of Lawnfires. The fires are hot, the lawns are green, and the questions are engaging. Welcome back to another week. So, for those of you guys who are new, basically what this is it's a weekly live show that I do every Friday night at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time in the summertime. And basically what I do is I answer some of the most frequently asked questions from you guys via the comments section of this live stream live in real time. So basically, whatever you guys say goes. So with all that being said, let's get into the comments section because that's where all the fun's going to be tonight. So we're going to go ahead and start at the top. So if you're asking me questions and the answer's a couple minutes delayed, then it's just because I have to go through the comments to get caught up. But anyway, so what's going on? Striper Man, Rashid, Eric Von Whittle, what's going on, bro? TYO, Green County has a product, Iron Plus, says that iron has a better chelation. TYO, I believe I've heard of that product. I'll have to see if I can get access to it. But in the meantime, I don't know if they're making any jugs for the homeowners yet. So in the meantime, you're better off sticking with the green effect and the microgreen. Plus, I got some updates for you guys coming on that very soon. In fact, one thing I've been noticing with my lawn this year, you guys know who've been watching the channel, that I've been running it off nothing but Liquid Next products for the entire season as far as fertility and specialty and all that stuff. And one thing I've noticed is a change in the color. Now, what I mean by that is that my lawn isn't as dark blue-green as it used to be. And already I know where a lot of you guys are going with this. You're going to think, oh, the Green County Next products, they're snake oil. See, Jake, I told you it really don't work. No, that's not the case. In fact, if you guys have been watching my test plot, you guys will see that the areas where I have applied, say, the 1801 Green Punch versus nothing, you can see that it's really taking effect back there. And the reason it's taking effect back there and making the lawn look better is because that lawn has gone long, that lawn has gone long lengths of time, that lawn has gone long periods of time without any nitrogen fertilizer whatsoever. So this is like the first year when I'm starting to commit to certain areas by putting them on the green punch versus the Milorganite and things like that. But anyway, I got a good response back there because that area hasn't been getting fed properly. Makes sense? Whereas my front lawn has been overfed. I've been spoiling it. In fact, if you guys watched my 2018 lawn treatment recap video, you guys will have seen that I put down a total of about 3.5 to 4 pounds of nitrogen for the entire year. So significantly backing down from that to like 1.25 pounds, you can see what the problem is, right? This lawn is used to being fed that much nitrogen, but by taking it down that much and focusing on other things, you can see the problem, right? Like the growth is slowing down, the lawn isn't as dark blue as it used to be. It's not growing as vigorously as it used to. But hey, I'm sure that with time and putting more work into the lawn and making it look good and just putting down the applications according to plan and doing that with time, the lawn will gradually start to adapt to that lower nitrogen, and in the long term we'll be building a nice deep root system for the summertime, which is really what I wanted to do with this whole program. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get back into the comments here. I went ahead and logged out. But yeah, TYO, to answer your question, I've heard of that product, never tried it yet, so I'm not sure. Josh Smith, roll call. That's funny. The lawn care addicts, just to let everyone know, triple dark worked great. Lawn care addicts, you know what's funny about that? I actually tried that on my test plot. So you guys know that I only showed you guys 2 sections for my back lawn. One of them I haven't even messed with yet, and that's the one where I tried triple dark. Now to be more specific with what I did back there, I put down the double dark mixture, the green effect at 6 ounces per thousand, and the microgreen at 9 ounces per thousand. But in conjunction with that, to give it an extra push, I put down the 1801 green punch back there, which actually contains about 1.5% iron. So I got some results I got to show you back there, and judging by all the videos I got to get out, I don't know if I'm going to get that out till next week. So that'll be about 2 weeks after the application. Yeah. So that video probably won't get done till next week. And what's nice about that though is that you guys will be able to see the 2 week results of the liquid iron and the triple dark. So stay tuned for that coming up on my test plot series. Anyway, let's keep going here. So yeah, Josh Smith, just to reiterate, triple dark is basically 3 products that contain iron. Now to be more specific, you guys know that we've been using the Green County Next products, the 700 Green Effect, 6 ounces a thousand, and the 002 Microgreen at 9 ounces per thousand tank mixed together. But then in conjunction with that, we also put in the Green Punch, and for my application rate, I did about 16 ounces per thousand. Now, can I confirm whether or not that's going to be okay? Well, to be super honest with you, I'm gonna have to wait another week or so to give you guys the results, and then we'll see how it works out, whether or not it actually benefits or damages the grass, if that makes sense. So make sure you stay tuned for that video coming out next week. Eric Von Whittle, what's Jake going to do when it gets too hot to sit by a campfire? Well, to be honest, Eric, it's actually was that Eric? I think I lost it. Hang on. Where am I at? I lost the chat. 1 second, guys. I thought I lost it. Oh yeah, what's Jake going to do when it gets what's Jake going to do when it gets too hot to sit by a fire? Well, Eric, to be honest with you, it's actually 75 degrees right now, and you can see I'm doing just fine. In fact, hang on a second. Let's go ahead and really get that fire going. Just having fun here. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Josh Smith, my local Lowe's got a pallet of Milo in this morning, and it's gone already. I got 5 bags. Josh, man, that stuff sells like water, man. That's crazy. 5 bags? No, there was a contractor there. Just as I put mine in the bag, and he took the rest. That's funny. Question, Jake. Green County has a product, Iron Plus. GC, wait a minute. GC says that the iron in this product is chelated to have better absorption and longer green up than the citric chelated green effect. Can you expand, or can you explain? Ty O, I really can't explain because I've never used the product yet, but maybe if I can get a hold of some, whether or not John and them decide to bottle it to the homeowner, then I can probably use it and then get back to you on that. But in the meantime, I just don't know. The Lawn Kid, what's up, brother? How are you doing? Lawn Care Addicts, how you doing, man? How you doing? The birds are chirping is right, Josh Smith. Yes, they are chirping. Richie85, hey Jake, keep the fire going all night long. I love that. Unfortunately, I only have an hour tonight because then after this, I have to go ahead and do some lawn spraying for both of my project lawns over here, the LCM Lawn Revival and the Next Step Liquid Lawn Care Program. If you guys want to check those out, I will leave a link in the description below after the live stream to where you can find those. Hop's fire skills are on point. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Wait a minute. You guys can't see me? Can you guys see me all right? Can you guys hear me okay too? Yeah. Yeah, never mind. You guys can hear me. I just checked it. Josh Smith. I'm on my lunch break. Told my boss I'm gonna watch Lawnfires, and he was like, "What the hell are Lawnfires?" And I showed him my domination lawn, and I said, "That's partly because of Lawnfires." Oh man, thanks, Josh Smith. Means a lot. Glad I helped you get there. The Lawn Care Addicts. Triple Dark, 12 ounces Green Punch, 6 ounces of Microgreen, 6 ounces of Green Effect. Ah, that's who Triple Dark is. So I went a little, that's the funny thing, I went a little heavy compared to that. I did the 6 ounces of the Green Effect and the 9 ounces of Microgreen, and I did 16 ounces of the 1801 Green Punch. So that's what I did in my back lawn there. Once again, stay tuned for the results coming in a week. Thai O, that's what I ordered from Amazon. Looks great. Where's that for? Eric, just head to the Home Depot there and grab a bag of the purely organic lawn food. Provides the cave for the stress in the future. Can you guys see me all right? Hey, Glenn. You guys can see me, right? Just making sure. Either way, here's the problem. So for those of you guys who are watching, you're saying you're having trouble seeing me. I typically want to put the camera right there and maybe bring it a little closer too. But the problem I have is that if I do that, I'm afraid the camera might overheat because the fire is blowing everywhere tonight, so I don't want to take that risk. Jack Coberton, too early to discuss the Milorganite versus Ideal EQ comparison. Is it a good option? Jack Coberton, I'm glad you asked that. I've only used it twice on the LCN lawn, and I gotta say it's looking pretty good actually. Now, as far as to confirm whether it's a good fertilizer or not, I'm not sure I can give you my 100% conclusion just yet, as we're only 2 applications into the season. I want to see what it's going to do going all throughout the season. Now, one problem I do have is that I do want to continue using that product, but because Alan keeps mentioning every freaking clone out there, Alan, by the way, if you're watching this, man, it's all love, brother. But every time he mentions a Milorganite clone, it literally sells out within a week. So I was literally at Menards today, and I can't find any more of that Ideal EQ. Hopefully they have another shipment in soon. I can't believe they ran out. Well, actually I can with how big this community is. Alright, let me get back into the comments here. Drew Sorensen Music. Hi Jake, gotta run in a few, but saying hi, hope your finals went well. Thank you, Drew Soren, means a lot. The Lawn Whisperer, what's up, dude? Yeah, by the way, I got your message on Instagram about possibly doing a collaboration in the future. Don't have the details yet, but I'm down to do it. Ty O, I'm the one who started his own lawn fire last week, buddy. Thanks for showing up this week. You're welcome, Ty O. And I hope that whatever you did last week as far as your own lawn fires, I hope it was fun and that you're getting a nice taste of these, these nice spring, summer days that we've been getting a lot. The sun shining, the blue skies, the birds chirping. It's a lot of fun. You mentioned in a recent video having done monthly Milo applications. What was the rate you used? Good question. 8 pounds 1,000. That's all I used. Are you moderating tonight?
No. practicing or are you on?
I'm on.
Hi.
Man, get to work. This ain't fun.
What?
Get to work. This isn't fun time. Get in there and start moderating. Jake, my soil test came back. It was very low in potassium. I applied Jonathan Green 10-0-20. Do you think that is good enough, or should I add more potassium? Thanks.
It's literally like 80 degrees outside and he has a freaking fire going. What a weirdo.
Gotta keep the show going. Mikey 407. I'm not 100% sure on the science behind that, but I'll tell you what I can do, Mikey. If you can send me an email, I can forward it to the man, John Perry, get his feedback, and then get back to you with that. So if you'd like to do that, I'd appreciate it. Because as far as the soil science and all that goes, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the terms. I'm still learning the right way to do things. Because really it's only my first time testing soils and all that stuff. So I still got a little bit to learn there. Stay tuned. What's better, granular or liquid iron? Well, Josh Smith, based on my experience, if you're looking for that extra boost, I think liquid would be a little bit better, because any liquid iron product that you get is going to be more of a foliar product compared to granular. Because the thing with granular is, while it's easier and more convenient to apply, it's actually longer. It actually takes longer to see results, because the product has to be watered in, it has to get into the ground, and then it has to come back up to the surface where it can be where it can then get into the foliage and start turning the leaves a little darker blue-green color like you want. Whereas the liquid product, you apply it, it absorbs through the foliage, which is the leaves of the plant, and then literally within a week you start to see a drastic color change, which, looking at my lawn right now, I'm definitely seeing that. And if you guys want to see more updates on that, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you're tuned in to all of my project playlists, where we're going to be talking about liquid iron and how it's going to get us to that next step, or that next level that really sets us apart from the neighbors. Daniel T. Davis, how often? Oh, I'm sure that. Jake, you should get a steel KM94 RCE. Foamy trimmer comes with attachments. Oh yeah, by the way, for any of the pros that are out there, I got something to tell you. So I've been talking about it for a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned it on here, but I recently sold one of my lawn tractors. I think I brought it up like maybe 7-8 episodes ago. But I had an extra lawn tractor. I got it back from my guy Roger. At least that's what I like to call him, right? I got that mower back from my guy. He did a complete overhaul on it, so it worked like new. It was in really good condition. And I recently sold that mower and I acquired $800. So what I want to know from you guys is, what should I do? Should I either A, save that money, or B, maybe invest in a better trimmer or mower for the business? And if so, what should I buy? So for any of my professionals in there, my other lawn kids out there, my fellow lawn kids, if you guys would like to give me your input on that, I'd really appreciate it, because with the money I accrued from that, I want to put it towards something that's going to help me, my business, my YouTube channel, whatever. I'd really like your feedback, since I have a little bit to play with here. You guys, you know what? Let's do this.
Let's move it up a little closer. I'm sure we'll be all right. See, that's what I'm worried about, is the fire. It's a little too hot. But I think if I just put it here for now, we'll be all right.
guys can see me okay, right? All right, let's. Yeah. All right, we'll stick with that angle for now. Kyle Waltz, what's up, Jake from Charlotte? Is 90 degrees plus too hot for next products? Great question. Now, it really depends on the current condition of your lawn. Are you irrigating it? Are you letting it go into a drought? Because that can really dictate whether or not it's okay. Because if we're talking about 90 plus degrees in Charlotte, if we're talking about 90 plus degrees of weather, and then in conjunction with that, we're not getting a lot of rain, that's just asking for more trouble applying really any product to the lawn when it's under stress. So really, if you're going under stress right now, I'm going to come out a little off topic here. Make sure you're watering like normal, inch to an inch and a half of water, 2 to 3 times a week, half inch each time, like I always talk about. And once you've ensured that's fine, you should be able to use the products. You should be able to use the next product, no problem. Especially the specialties, like the Air Rate, the RGS, the Humic 12. Put those down right now, because this is really a great time for this, as well as the 00 microgreen, the 002 microgreen, the D-Thatch, all those products. Put those down, because those products are going to help improve the overall soil quality in addition to all the watering you're doing to keep things alive. Because what I want you to think about is that with these 4 products, the RGS, it's going to stimulate root growth. The Humic 12, it's going to enhance nutrient availability. The Aerate is going to open up more space to push more of that root growth that we're getting from the RGS. And then the microgreen is going to give us a little bit of potassium, to help strengthen the cell structure in the plant, as well as give us a dose of the micros to help improve the overall performance of the macros, which is something I talk about all the time. So in a period like this, as far as applying the next products, yes, but only if the conditions are optimal. If you're watering your lawn, if you're irrigating it regularly, if it's not going into summer drought, then you should be okay. But then again, if you are watering specialty products like the RGS, the Aerate, the Humic 12, the D-Thatch, as well as maybe the 002 microgreen, which is a fertility product to give you a little bit of potassium and micronutrients, those are the products you want to be putting down right now. And then once we get into the fall, you can start pushing it hard again with the 901 Green Start and 1801 Green Punch. I hope that makes sense. Let's keep going through the comments section here. One second, let me adjust the wood here. You know what's funny? There's something I talk about on my channel a lot while I'm doing this. Those of you guys who've been around for a while, the OGs, all you guys, the loyal fans, you guys know that at the start of the show, I really sucked at building fires. Here we are, 17 weeks in, and I'm building fires like a professional Boy Scout. So it just goes to show, lawn care is the same way. It seems very daunting at first. It seems very difficult, right? But the more you do it, or the more you perform your lawn care tasks, such as the mowing, the fertilizing, as well as some of the more challenging tasks like spraying weeds and putting down fungicides, all that stuff, the more you do it, the better you get, and the less daunting that task becomes. Kind of like building a fire, because now it's become a ritual for me. It's become a routine, and the fact that I'm doing it every single week, it's not leaving me an excuse not to get better. So I hope that makes sense, right? So it just goes to show, because I have a lot of beginners in here that watch, right? If you guys are getting started in your lawn care ventures and you have no idea what you're doing, don't be scared. Right? Remember, it's just grass. If you screw up, it's like a haircut. You could start over. If you screw up, you can start over, no problem. So when in doubt, just go do something to your lawn, because I promise you, whether it's wrong or whether it's right, the results will tell you. So my beginners out there, keep that in mind. Building a lawn is like building a fire. The more you do it, the better you get. That's pretty good. All right, let's keep going here. I know I'm a little behind in the questions here. Let's see what we got here. Does anyone have any tips for getting rid of purslane weeds in my lawn? Well, Don Q, I'm going to assume you're talking about spurge, which is a broadleaf weed. The best way to take care of that, just use the typical over-the-counter weed control that I talk about all the time. The Bayer Advanced product contains 2,4-D dicamba as well as a little bit of conchloric. Mix that according to labeled directions in your hand can sprayer. Walk around the lawn in a grid, spot spraying where the weeds are and not where they're not. Make sense? Mark Aguglia, if that's how I pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. What's up, Jake? Honest question. Do you ever get sick of lawn care, even for a week or so? I'm in a funk lately, and I can't get into it as much. It doesn't help that I have poa annua everywhere. Mark, that's a great one. Now, to be super honest with you, this isn't really a problem that I thought I saw something. This isn't really a problem I run into. I mean, all right, I'm going to be super honest with you here. I actually do run into this a lot, especially in the early spring when I have tons of lawns around me that are professionally treated, they're looking good, and my lawn, on the other hand, with all the POA invasion I had in the early to mid springtime, I was feeling bad about it. In fact, I was feeling really bad to a point where I didn't even want to bother messing with the front lawn. But as time went on and I started bathing the grass and we started getting hotter, the poa annua and all that's starting to go away. In fact, the POA problem isn't as severe as it used to be. So it just goes to show that if you're not feeling, if you're not feeling the overall, if you're not feeling the lawn care funk, like, the weekly mowing, all that, if you're getting tired of it because of the way your lawn looks, you just gotta remember, like, listen, I went through the same problem last year, right? But once I let a little bit of time go by, once I had a little bit of patience, it started to look a little bit better. So you just got to remember, things look ugly right now. You got to remember that with time, they're going to look better in the future, especially if it's something we can't control, like the poa annua or the quackgrass. The quackgrass is a good example. You guys know I've done several videos on quackgrass in the lawn. The biggest pain in the rear end grass we have to deal with around here in the Midwest. It just grows everywhere, especially if you have a Midwest lawn. It's a cool season perennial. It's a pain in the butt. But what I've discovered is that when you keep your head down, you keep mowing like normal, the problem may still be there, but because you're encouraging the grass to grow more with that mowing we're doing, you slowly begin to realize that the problem's not as severe as it used to be. And that's what I'm realizing here. I used to have really bad problems with quackgrass. Now I still have it, but not as severe. So if you're not feeling it because of how your lawn looks, just remember that as long as you're, focusing on the controllables like the mowing, the fertilizing, the irrigation, the weed spraying, I promise your lawn is going to respond to that. Your lawn is going to respond to that. So if you're not feeling the groove, just know that in the long term, you're creating something that's going to look the best compared to every other lawn out there. Make sense? I hope that answered your question, Marcus, because I do run into days like that. I do. Adam Kalunga, when do we start putting down products for grub worms? The next couple of weeks are going to be 87 here in Texas. Texas, get your applications down ASAP, especially because you live in the north. Mid to late May is really the optimum time, so get that down right now. As far as us in the north here, that's going to be the first week of June, so for me that's going to be in another week or so. That's when I want to consider getting that application done. To get myself ready for the grub feeding season, because at this point the adult beetles are going to be emerging very soon. So again, I want to make sure that I get that preventative down to help prevent the next generation from feeding and allow them to die. So yeah, so any of us who are in the north here, so Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, any of those places in the Midwest, or really anywhere up north. Um, Early June, get your applications down. Get your applications down, especially if you're, especially the imidacloprid or the chloramphenicol, or however you pronounce that. Get that down. That's going to give you about 3 to 4 months residual. It's gonna last us all the way through the feeding season, all the way to the fall time, where the lawns, vigor will start to come back because of the temperatures coming down and rain coming back into the forecast. But yeah, any of you guys in the south, like in Texas, like my buddy Adam here, get your applications down ASAP, because I'm sure pretty soon you guys are going to be facing some sort of a drought. So I'd get that done soon. Jake, which next products are okay to apply to bare soil before you sod in Texas 90-degree weather? That's a good question. I believe any specialty product will be your friend, especially if we're talking about the bare soil. So definitely put down the aerate product right now, because the aerate and the humic 12, get those two products down, because if we're talking about bare soil, those two products are going to be perfect for us, because the aerate is going to help open that soil and give us room for that root growth that we're going to be pushing using the RGS product once we get our turf installed. And then in conjunction with that, you have the humic 12 that'll help optimize the soil to the best of its ability by making nutrients more readily available, so that way once you get your lawn in there and you start applying products to it, those products can be utilized more efficiently at those lower rates that we recommend. So aerate and humic 12, right off the top of my head, great products to use in the 90-degree heat for bare soil. Now keep in mind, definitely want to water those in so that they can get down into the soil and start working, because like I said, those are specialty products. Consistency, blanket the lawn, but if you do get a little more in one area, it doesn't really matter. All I'm concerned about is getting it down, getting it watered in, so that the aerate can start to penetrate and into that soil, break the ponds, and open it up for future root growth. That's what I would do. Hang on, somebody said I'm out of focus. Let me make sure that's right. I wouldn't say I'm out of focus, I just have a crappy connection. That's all that is. I'm going to ask you guys real quick. Can you guys see me okay, or is the picture very pixelated? Let me get up and check here, because I can see it on my phone. It just seems a little pixelated on my end over there. You guys see me okay? Pixski? That's funny. It's very blurry. Alright, let me see if I can fix that. Alright. Wi-Fi extenders, they don't work. I have one. Things are a piece of junk. Waste of money. Well, can you guys at least hear me okay? I know the picture's bad, but there's not much I can really do about it right now. Am I good? You guys can see me? It's all better? Way better? Alright, well, I guess we'll go with that then. Yeah, it's better now. 100% better. All great. I'll take that. Alright. Needs another log. That's right. Go big or go home. Let's see what we can do now. Well, I'm glad I'm back in. So I'm just going to go ahead and get back into the questions. Josh Smith, since starting my own lawn care and watching you, LCN, and John Perry, I've overseeded every fall for the last 3 years. I use a Northeast mix. Northeast mix, 10 pounds per 1,000. Expensive, but my yard is super thick. Yes, Josh Smith. That's actually a debate we talk about a lot too, as far as grass seed goes. Because if you guys watch me, you watch Alan, you watch John, you watch Pete. One of the things that I recommend as far as grass seed is getting the highest quality seed you can find. Good examples being like boutique seed suppliers like Seed Superstore or my good buddy Pete over at GCI Turf. And the reason that is because they sell really high quality seed that's going to be clean. Is back. All right. Well, we're just going to keep going with it anyway. Might be all the heat over here. I mean, I am doing this with a mobile phone, so here we go. Where are you going?
Your mom's house.
Really?
No.
Where are you going?
I'm going to read her the movie in the park.
Alright. Have fun.
Not yet. Bro, my allergies are so bad.
Alright, let's get back into this now. Am I still on? Okay, good. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to play it. And that way I can see it. Yeah. Alright, I can see it perfect. Hey Jake, green effect or green punch? Both? Good question.
Hey, bye.
Who's taking you?
Mama Hurley.
Shouldn't be going anywhere, man. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, green effect and green punch. I recommend both of them. Now keep in mind they both play different roles in your lawn care program. And they're both a little bit different. To elaborate on that, the 700 is more of a supplement product. And the reason I say that is because while it does have an abundance of nitrogen in there, about 7%, it's really a very small amount if you do the math. In fact, if you guys watched the video I did last week, where I say even at the highest rate, this product, which is 12 ounces per 1,000 for the 700 green effect, it equates to 0.067 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet. Now keep in mind what I just said, 0.067. So not really enough to run a full-on fertility program off of that. If you're looking for a macro boost, right? But it's a great supplement as it does give you a little bit of nitrogen as well as the overabundance of iron, which will turn your lawn that dark blue-green look that we all know and love. Whereas the green punch, that's more of a stable go-to fertilizer product for me, right? That's my main fertilizer. And the reason I say that is because it really is a high nitrogenous product. It contains about 18% nitrogen. And because of that, when you do the math at 16 ounces per 1,000, you can get up to about a quarter pound of nitrogen. So at that point, we're really talking about a macro fertility program. Whereas the green effect, it's more of a supplement and micro fertility product. I hope that makes sense. Where are you guys going?
I'm gonna stink like that.
Wow.
Just out for a little while.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Tell them you're beautiful. Your dad's beautiful girl.
Oh my God. They all heard that too. Hops asked a great question. How often are you spraying that 18% nitrogen? According to my plan, generally I'm doing it once a month. Now, at this point, we'd typically be heading into the summer. We'd be getting a hot spell at this point, and we'd typically be going down as far as rain goes. But so at this point, this is where I'd kind of stop using the product for a little bit and supplement with the 700, the 002, as well as specialty products like the RGS, the Aerate, the Humic 12, and the Dethatch. And then once we return to early September, that's typically when I'll start using it again once a month at that 16 ounce per thousand rate. So according to the plan I'm running, if I stick to it, I'm putting the product down 5 times? Yeah, 5 times for the entire year. And they're all being done in 1 month intervals. Now, keep in mind, it would be a lot more if we didn't have that summer. Hot and dry period, where I usually take about 2 to 3 months off of using that. But I think I might have to reconsider that and readjust my program a little bit, as the temperatures are remaining cool and we still have a lot of rain in the forecast. So I think I might have to reconsider putting that product off for a little bit. So I might be putting down a little more nitrogen this year than I thought, because my initial plan was with the 5 applications was to get down about 1.25 pounds of nitrogen. But either way, we'll see how the year plays out. Where's the silverback gorilla? It's going out on a date, man. Paul Rhodes, really enjoy the channel, buddy. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge. Paul, you're welcome. Thank you for your dedication. It means a lot, brother. Jason Finley, can I buy Next products in Home Depot or Lowe's, or do you have to order them? You have to order them via Alan or Pete's website. So thelawncarenut.com, GCITurfacademy.com. Those are really the 2 places you can find them right now. Jake, any products to keep turkeys away? Turkeys keep coming and ripping up my lawn. Jeff, never deal with that problem, so I don't know. Mike Casey, love your channel. Keep up the great work. Thanks, brother. It means a lot. Hops, thanks. I was worried 18 was too high for a monthly app. I'm in a drought in North Florida. Is there anything I can do without stressing the grass other than watering an organic bio poops? Good question. Well, just keep watering it, like you said, and then the biostimulant supplements, use those if you can, and just mow it regularly. That's it. That's all I can recommend. That's it. Do I smell a summer steak sizzling there tonight? Maybe, Anthony. I mean, now that I'm out of school, I can pretty much do whatever I want when I want. So I'm psyched about that. Sure wish we had the Next products in California. Paul Road, you don't have them out there? That's weird. Why not? The Lawn Stripes, humic acid and kelp monthly helps hops. Interesting. You should definitely do some kebabs with your Lawnfires. You know what, Hops? That sounds like a great idea. In fact, maybe next time when my neighbor's out grilling, we'll have it in his driveway and then we can cook the kebabs on the fire pit. So thanks for bringing that out to me. That's actually a pretty good idea. They haven't figured out shipping to Cali yet for Next. Oh, okay. Mike Casey, what can I do to eliminate grubs? I'm being invaded. Well, definitely get down that preventative product to provide you the residual that we talk about 3 to 4 months. Depending on where you are, Mike Casey, I'm going to assume you're in the north. If you are in the north, get your application down sometime in early June. If you're in the south, get it down right now. And the reason we want to do that is because at this point, again, the adult beetles are going to come up and emerge, and that's when the next generation is going to start feeding and growing and maturing and all that. We want to get that application done now to give us that 4-month residual during the feeding season that'll assist us all the way through until we get back into favorable growing conditions in the fall. I hope that makes sense. Tennessee, yeah, Mike Casey, get it down now. Get it down now and water it in. A good half inch should be fine. Now, don't take my word for that. Definitely read the label, double check, but really it's not a, that's what I recommend. Half inch, you should be fine. But again, read the label, double check. They should ship me a pallet to California. I would sell it all. Prodiamine application for Texas, pre-emergent. Yeah, get it down. 3 ounces per 1,000. 3 ounces, 3 pounds per 1,000. Again, it really depends on the product you're using. But then again, if you want to give yourself that extra assist going into summer against crabgrass, if you have a really bad crabgrass problem, another application of that wouldn't hurt. Plus, you get a little potassium out of there if you use the Grub. If you use the pre-emergent alone, the 007, like Alan and I talk about. Hey. Hot Pops, Black Market Lawn Care for Paul R. That's funny. Paul Rhodes, are you using Carbon X? Sorry for the question. If you've covered this, I'm new to the channel. Paul Rhodes, I don't have any at the moment, but I would like to incorporate it into I'd actually like to incorporate some into my liquid lawn care program, because while those products are doing good to my lawn isn't used to going that low as far as nitrogen. So maybe what I might do to cheat it a little bit and have a little bit of fun is I'll do an application of Carbon X on this side, but leave the rest of the lawn alone. Just experiment a little, have fun. Because I'm gonna be super honest with you guys right now. I'm really getting dominated right now because my neighbor, he has a company that comes and treats his lawn, and they put down like a good pound of nitrogen every time they're here. Whereas me, I'm microdosing this year, so I'm putting down a 1/4 pound of nitrogen once a month. And as we progress into the summer, that's going to grow smaller and smaller. In fact, I don't think I'm really going to be putting down any nitrogen in the summer if it gets too hot and dry. But anyway, yeah, I think I might do that to compensate for this problem over here, show my neighbor he's boss. But other than that, over here, on this side, we're looking really good, dominating. Both lawns are dominating. Not one is darker than the other. They're both equally dark, so not worried about anything. 240 on K2G. That is about 9 months old. Temps are close to 100 right now. Do you think it's a good idea? Probably not. My yard looks absolutely gorgeous, thank you, LCM, but I'm a little concerned about the weeds. Well, Brandon, what I recommend is that if it's that hot and you have a couple of weeds in there, you have a couple options. Number one, you can just let them go and spray them later in the fall, which is actually the best time to do it, because that's typically when the weeds, kind of like everything else, instead of growing, they're actually going to start absorbing, energy and nutrients, taking all that stuff in and storing it over the winter so that they can grow big and strong the next year, kind of like our grass does with nitrogen, right? Which is why we talk about applying nitrogen before putting the lawn to bed, so that we have that nice boost in the spring as that nitrogen will be stored in the roots. Same thing with the weed. Anyway, I recommend taking care of them in the fall if you can, because like I said, that those weeds are going to absorb all those nutrients, including the weed control that you're putting down, which will make for a much easier kill. So I hope that makes sense. Now, keep in mind, if you do decide to spray weeds, make sure that you don't do any seeding whatsoever in those areas where the weeds are really bad, if you do spray then. Other than that, if you don't want to wait that long, you can spray them right now. But if you do, I would be as cautious as possible and spray only in the evenings when the temperatures are at their coolest. If they're really hot, you're better off waiting till the fall. I hope that makes sense. Jake, how often can I apply the next products like RGS and dethatch? Once a month should be just fine. So about every 3 to 4 weeks and you'll be okay. Felix. Jake, when are you old enough to do? When you're old enough, do you plan on having lawn fires with adult drinks? Not sure if you plan to drink or not, but curious. Gary, absolutely, yes. A couple more years, we'll be doing that. Friendly neighbors. Yeah, Eric, they're very nice and very blessed out here. Fire pit in a driveway in my neighborhood is open invite and bring beer. That's awesome. That's like what's the best word for it? That's like summer. That's like real summer right there. Nothing screams summer more than that. Let's start a petition to get Jake some Carbonex and rule the neighborhood. Paul, I love that dude. Hopefully it takes effect sometime the next week. Lawn stripes, you may dominate in summer when they stress their grass from too much growth. Yes, the lawn stripes. That brought me to another point. So while they may be dominating me right now, they're probably not going to be dominating much longer, because once we get hot and dry in the summer, they don't really do their part with irrigation, so we should be fine. What are your thoughts on John Deere? Do they want your autograph? Do they want your autograph? Your neighbors, that is. Not sure. That's funny. Jake, what's up with the other procs like? Now that I'm out of school, though, I should be getting over there within the next day or so. Yeah, let me, adjust the fire real quick. Hops, does your lawn business do fert weed control too, or is there too much risk, hassle for licenses? Hops, I'm not that big yet. I don't even have my truck and trailer situation completely settled yet or established. In fact, I'm only hunting about 7 to 8 lawns right now, and I just passed out some more pamphlets today, so I'm hoping to pick up some more in the neighborhood, and then establish a good mowing base, and then maybe a couple of years down the road when I get big, like I want to, then I'll probably consider the fertilization and the weed control. But I think I got to be licensed to do something like that, so I'll have to check it out. I know that because I've been watching a lot of Matt Martin. His live streams, they talk a lot about being licensed, especially if you want to spray those weed controls. So I'll have to double check that. Funk. Oh. How do I get rid of tall fescue? How do I get rid of tall fescue in my lawn? I don't know why you'd want to get rid of tall fescue. Tall fescue is very beneficial. But I'm going to assume that maybe you're talking about clumping fescue, right? Which is like that ornamental grass that looks like tall fescue, but it shows up in clumps in your bluegrass lawn, and it grows taller, and it looks ugly, right? As far as how to get rid of that, you have two options. Number one, you can either dig it out and then use surplus soil in your lawn to fill it in, and then maybe do some seeding in that area in the fall, or you can just use glyphosate on that. You can just use glyphosate on that area, and then once it's completely dead and gone, then you can go ahead and follow up again with the seeding. All I know is that either way, just get rid of it. But again, not the tall fescue. If your entire lawn is tall fescue, keep it. It's a good turf grass, but if you're in the transition zone, you have tall fescue and Bermuda. I don't know exactly how to convert a lawn from one grass type to another, so I'm not the person to ask for that. That's more Pete Denny, GCI Turf, who lives down in North Carolina. You check him out, GCI Turf Services. It's my good buddy down there. He messes with a lot of transition zone grasses like tall fescue, which is a cool season, and Bermuda, which is more of a warm season cultivar. So I'd definitely go check that out. Let's see where we're at. When do you become Jake the Lawn King? And then eventually, man, that's a good question. You see, here's the thing. My name sounds so freaking unique. I don't know if I want to change it. Because before I started the channel, there were no channels out there called The Lawn Kid or anything like that, right? So I'm glad I started that movement. So I don't know if I'm going to change it anytime soon, but I think I might. Just not anytime soon. Maybe at the end of the year I might change it. Because one problem that I'm coming across is that a lot of people think I'm like 15, 14 years old when they don't realize that I'm practically going to be an adult in like another year or two, right? I'm 17 years old. People think I'm like 14. So yeah, I might have to change it soon. Anyone stuck on loading? Can you guys see me okay? I hope so. Anthony J. Barton, man, you are the frickin' man as far as suggestions for this show. Seeing that we missed your show last week, what are your thoughts on doing an all-nighter? And we will watch you cut the lawn at 4 a.m. That's funny. You know what? Can't do it here, committing noise ordinances, but maybe when I'm in my grandma's neighborhood, which is more of an unincorporated area, we'd probably do something like that. I don't know. It probably would be fun to do that. I think it would. But I can go another 20 minutes. I don't care. I got no moderators tonight. It's just me. Paul Rhodes. Funny how neighbors are. I fertilize, my neighbor fertilizes. I buy a new American flag for the front. My neighbor buys a new flag. Yeah, man. You know what? In fact, no doubt my neighbor watches my videos, right? And he's telling his lawn guy to go that extra notch to the top to make me look bad, right? So I guarantee he's watching the videos and he's thinking, well, maybe I'm not doing the work, but what can I tell my lawn guy to do to make my lawn look better? I don't know. I don't know if that's what's really going on. I'm making stuff up, but you guys understand. I'm missing comments in here. You want your lawn grow and really turn green, get some chicken manure, and it'll keep you mowing grass for decades. I'll have to try that. Makes total sense. You seem like a great man, and I'm sure it's a great thing with LC and being a good friend of yours. Thanks, man, and have a great night. Brandon, thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate it. The lawn stripes must be a pro applicator. Absolutely, I agree. What are your honest thoughts on the Yamaha helicopter drone where you can spray your lawn that away? I think that would be an avenue to explore, definitely, considering all the technology we're getting now. I think that would be pretty cool. all we have to do is sit in a chair in the garage with a remote control. Or maybe it's automated, it does it by itself. That'd be pretty cool, but it'd also be kind of scary. Because, you know, it would be scary if the thing all of a sudden develops a mind of its own and decides to, you know, freaking murder you. That's how I think about it. Anything else? You know what? I will stay a little longer. I want to see if Alan tunes in. Because, honestly, I haven't talked to Alan in like 6 freaking weeks. Looking to talk to him on here, figure out what the deal is. Oh yeah, glyphosate drone. Oh, that would be scary. That'd be scary as shit. I'm not gonna lie. Pastel's bedtime, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, all I know is I'll be seeing him again 4th of July. Yeah, till then, don't know. Alright, anything else? Chat's awfully quiet. Next time I'm spraying liquid iron and my neighbor asks me what I'm spraying, I'm gonna tell him Roundup. I'm gonna tell him Roundup. It really gets your grass green, and then I will rule. Message due on Discord. Send me your Addy and I'll send you a sticker. Alright, launch stripes, will do. Do you have an idea for trimmer racks? Just purposed a gorilla cart. Local lawn boys? I don't have any ideas at the moment, but I will encourage you to go check out my buddy Aiden over at A's Lawn and Landscaping. He did a video on his channel earlier this spring talking about trimmer racks and, you know, adjusting them and all that on his trailer. I would, if this was a regular video, I would just say click in the link in the description below, but it's not there at the moment. So definitely go to my buddy's channel, Aiden A's Lawn Landscaping, and search up A's Lawn and Landscaping trimmer racks. It should be one of the first videos to come up. Go check that out for some good quality content on building trimmer racks, and also just go show my buddy some love. He's a creator on the rise here in the community, and I want to encourage that. I want him to grow. It's something I really want. So go check him out. Steve is sleeping. Well, I guess I can kind of see the benefit, you know. I'm glad the show puts you to sleep. That's the whole idea. It's the whole idea of the tranquil environment. Hops. Yes, RGS does have humic. It's humic, kelp, and other nutrients added. Yes, good product. What's your other hobbies besides yards? Good question. I like to play golf every once in a while. In fact, when I was young, I used to play on the junior golf league. Did that for about 7 years, and then around 4 years ago, I just stopped for some reason. I don't know why, but all I know is that around that time, that's when I really started getting busy with lawn care, so that kind of took the place of that hobby. But other than that, I would like to get back on the course. I'd like to play a little bit more golf because I love that sport more than anything. In fact, That's probably the number one analogy I use in my videos when I'm talking about getting better with lawn care, because lawn care is like a round of golf, right? You suck at it when you first do it, but the more you play, the better you get. It's the same with lawns. The more you care for lawns, the more you mow it, the more you trim it, the more you fertilize it, the more you irrigate it, the more you spray for weeds, the better you get and the easier the game becomes, right? So I would like to get back into golf. Best granular fertilizer? Maybe that is a dumb question. Milorganite, obviously, that's number one. Carbon X, that's new up and incoming product. Want to get my hands on that. Haven't talked to Matt as far as getting it yet, so don't know when I'm gonna get it. Stay tuned. But yeah, those are two really good products. 1801. Oh, you said granular. Never mind. But yeah, liquid fertilizer, 1801 Green Punch, great product. Run it monthly, 16 ounces per thousand. Dial it up and down according to the weather. You'll be fine. My lawn is about a quarter years old. Got the clumping fescue in here. Thinking about overseeding this fall. I live in Denver. When should I start this task? Okay, so you live in Denver, Colorado. So you're going to be very similar. You're going to be very similar to us. You have tall fescue lawn. So definitely that first or second, yeah, that first, second week of September, that's a great time to go ahead and do your aeration, overseeding, and all that good stuff. Your neighbor should hire you, Jake. Thanks, Paul. It means a lot. With all the Midwest rain so far, grass is growing like crazy. Did you have trouble mulching? Not at my lawn, because I've been mowing it every 2 to 3 days. As you guys know, that's something I'm very particular about as far as mowing. I like to mow my lawn as often as I can, especially now that I'm out of school. I mow my lawn as often as every 2 days. So right after work, sun's going down, I get my push mower, my snapper, and I run across this lawn and I get it done in like 20 minutes. But yeah, other than that, mowing it once a week, I do have trouble mulching and do have to double cut it. Hop hops. I think it's cheaper to buy RGS than to try and buy a DIY though. Yes, it is, hop hops, because it's cheaper. I know it may seem expensive right out of the box, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper if you buy the right amount for your lawn for like a whole season or two. Because what I want you to realize is that you spend a lot of money going into it, but once you buy the product, you have enough to last you a good season or two, depending on the size of your lawn. So it may seem like big numbers now, but I'm telling you, in the long term, it costs a lot less. Ibanzi Prestige Boy. Jake, I own all the next products besides the Flora, Cool Grass. I'm coastal. What's my plan? Good question. So you have everything. I would just follow the plan I'm doing on the channel. So if you're coastal and you live in New York, by the way, what's the weather been like in New York? That's interesting. But either way, you can there are alternatives to this. You can definitely follow my next step liquid lawn care program that I'm doing. So far, we've put down 2 applications of Green Punch, and then from here, if the weather changes as planned, pretty soon I'm expecting the temperatures to get hot, and I'm expecting the rain to go down a little bit. Then that's a great time to supplement with all the micro fertility products like the 700 and the 002 microgreen, as well as more of the specialty products like the Aerate, the RGS, the Humic 12, and the D-Thatch to kind of help build the soil quality throughout the summertime and push deeper roots and all that stuff. And then once we get to the fall, that's when we can start pushing it again. So back to the monthly doses of the Green Punch at 16 ounces per thousand. That'll give you about a good quarter pound of nitrogen. Do that going into October. Should be fine. Now, again, if you'd like more details, I encourage you to go check out my Next Step Liquid Lawn Care program. My playlist that I'm doing here on the channel. So far, we're 2 videos in. My third video I'm going to be releasing this weekend. We're going to be talking all about liquid iron and how we're going to use it to take our domination up a level. So stay tuned for that. Did you make those shoes from wood? No, dude, they're freaking Crocs. The camera doesn't show it. That's funny, dude. Did I make these from wood? That's freaking great. DJ Kurtzker, that's how I pronounce it. I'm in central Indiana. All right to put down 1 pound of nitrogen this weekend. Thought about pushing it a little. Well, DJ, what's the weather look like? Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be cold and rainy still like us? We're in the 70s and it's raining. Or is the temperature going to start to go up and is it going to get drier? Because that's really going to dictate what we want to do. If the temperatures are going to remain cooler, by all means, go ahead and push it at 1 pound. You should be just fine. On the other hand, though,